Hi everyone, welcome to the session. So today we'll be discussing everything about direction. So direction sense is a topic which is easy and at times we get confused in the notation. Right? So we'll understand one by one the fundamentals of the direction sense. Right? Let's start. Basically we have we have four directions: made the north, this is a south, this is east, and this is west. Right? Basically these are the four fundamental directions. So at times in the question it is given to you that turn towards north, turn towards south, turn towards west, turn towards east. Then it is easy, but in general the question use left right, right? So that left right may confuse us sometime. So whenever it is given into the question that either you are traveling in any direction, say north, south, west, east, whenever it is said that turn left, right? So whenever it is said to me that turn left, right? Suppose for example, if I'm traveling towards south, it says me turn towards left. If I'm traveling towards north and the question is turn left, then how will we decide, right? So whenever it is said in the question that turn left, you will be turning in the anti-clockwise direction, right? So we know that clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. So if I have to turn left, then just keep in mind that turn in anti-clockwise direction, right? Anti-clockwise 90 degree. If I say that turn right, whenever I say that you have to turn right, you just have to turn 90 degree in the clockwise direction, right? 90 degree in the clockwise direction. So suppose you are traveling towards east, or let us say you are traveling towards west, and I say turn left. Immediately in your mind, you know that I have to turn 90 degree clockwise, anti-clockwise, right? Left means 90 degree anti-clockwise. Okay. If I am traveling towards south and I want to turn left, 90 degree anti-clockwise. This will be my direction, right? If I am traveling towards east, I have to turn 90 left. I'll be turning 90 degree anti-clockwise direction, right? If I have to travel, if I am traveling towards south and I have to turn right, I will be turning 90 degree clockwise, right? So if we go like this clockwise anti-clockwise, there will be no confusion that where I have to turn. So whenever in the question is given to that you have to turn left, so left means anti-clockwise 90 degree, right means clockwise 90 degree, right? Then we have, if we further divide them, so we have this. So the direction between north and east will be northeast, right? Between northwest and this is northwest, this is southwest, and this is southeast, right? So if in the question now left and right will be the same, left will be anti-clockwise, right will be clockwise. So generally this is 45 degree, right? These are inclined at an angle of 45 degree because exactly this whole angle is 90 degree, north and east. So northeast is basically 45 degree, it is inclined at an angle of 45 degree. So suppose in the question it says that you are facing towards east and you have to turn 45 degree, you say in the northeast direction. So when I say northeast direction, so you will be turning 45 degree towards the anti-clockwise direction, right? If I have to travel toward the southeast, I am facing towards east and I have to travel southeast, so I will be traveling 45 degree in the clockwise direction, right? 45 degree clockwise direction. So these will be the basically fundamental directions that we are using. Just keep in mind the concept of left and right. So let's start. Here we have the first question. That Sneha started running from her house towards the north. After 40 meters, she turned left. Okay, whenever I see a left, I know that I have to 90 degree. Whenever I see a left, I know that 90 anti-clockwise, right? And ran for 75 meters. Then she turned right. And whenever I see a word right, then I will turning 90 degree clockwise and ran for 30 meters and again turned right to run 75 meters. In which direction was she running finally? I need to find out her final direction. So she started from her house towards the north. First, she traveled towards north, and how much she traveled? After traveling 40 meters, she turned left. See, whenever I say left, that means 90 degree. Then she will travel 90 clockwise. Then she traveled 75. Then she turned right. Whenever I say right, right means 90 degree in the clockwise direction. First, she started from her towards the north. After traveling 40, she turned left and ran for 75. Then she turned right and ran for 30 meters. So that means she's traveling 30 meters. Now again she turned right. Now when I say right, so that means I have to travel clockwise. So right means 90 degree clockwise I will turn and she will travel 75. Now the question is, in which direction was she running finally? Finally she is running in which direction? That is east. Right? Finally the direction is, because she started towards north and she's finally traveling in this direction. So she is finally traveling in the north, sorry, east direction. Right? The question can be asked, how far is she from the starting point? You know that this is her starting point. From there she traveled 40, then 75 towards left, 30 towards right, 75 again towards the right. So this distance will also be 30, because this point is actually parallel to this point. She is 70 meters. She is 70 meters from her starting point. Right? So never get confused with left and right. At a time we get confused. So you can also do this mentally. Just visualize yourself running in the north, then you are turning left, you know that anti-clockwise, then turning right, it means clockwise, then again right means clockwise. So finally you are traveling in the east direction. Right. Let's try the second question. Now the second question says that Gaurav exits from the back door of his north facing house and walks 25 meters straight. Then he takes a left turn and walks 36 meters. Then he turns left and walks 47 meters. Turns left again and walks 36 meters. How far and in which direction is he from his house now? तो अब जो गौरव है उसका जो if its house is facing towards the north direction, okay, north में let us say this is the house, ठीक है, ये उसका house है and this is the front of the house, ये house का front door है. So but what happens, गौरव exits from the back door of his house. तो अगर उसका house north की तरफ face कर रहा है तो back door means he is traveling towards south and he travels 25 meters straight. Okay, 25 meters straight. So he will be traveling 25 meters straight. So first, no issues with 25 meter. Then what happens? He takes a left turn. So what I told you that left turn का मतलब क्या हो गया? Anti clockwise. Okay, whenever we are traveling, अगर मेरे को दिया होता कि I have to turn west east, तो easy होता है, I know कि where is east west, but left right में where in which direction we are traveling उससे decide हो जाएगा. So since I have to turn left, so left will be this direction, anti-clockwise direction. Again, 90 degree left means 90 degree anti-clockwise. So he turns left and walks 36 meters. Then he will be traveling 36 meter in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, left turn का मतलब 90 degree anti-clockwise, 36 meter चला. Then he turns left. Up see, again I have to turn left, means now I will be facing towards north, right? 90 degree anti-clockwise and walks 47 meters. यहाँ से traveling like 47 meter left, turns left again. Now again left means anti-clockwise direction and he is traveling 36 meters. So this distance is also 36 meters. So finally he is parallel with his starting point. Okay, so he's 36 meter, turns left anti-clockwise. My question is how far and in which direction is he from his house now? See, we have to find out with respect to the house. तो अब distance अगर देखते हैं हम house के बीच में, तो it is 25. Okay, this total distance is 47. This total distance is 47 by from here parallel to this. Up to this part it is 25 because he from the south. So this distance will be 47 minus 25, 22 meter. One thing is clear कि he is at the distance between his house is 22 meters where he is right now. But the question is in which direction is he from his house now? That means कि we have to find out the with respect to house. So see, house is here. So if I assume a map here, suppose house is at the origin, so his final position is in the north, right? So he is 22 meter north. If the question were that in which direction was the house from his position, we will observe from here. So if I observe from here, his house is in the 22 meter south, right? So this is very important. What is being asked? It is being asked that in which direction is he from his house now. So that means house is the reference point. So I will check from the reference point he is in the north. But if the question is that where is his house from his respect position, I will check. I will make him or his final position as the reference point. Right. So answer for this has to be 22 meter in the north. I hope idea is clear. Okay. Next question says that Kamal is 82 meter northwest of Sarika. Okay. If Murli is 82 meter northeast of Sarika, then Murli is in which direction with respect to Kamal? So Kamal is 82 meter northwest of Sarika. Let us say that this is the position of Sarika and Kamal is in the northwest. Right. तो अगर अपन सारिका को रेफरेंस बनाते हैं, suppose this is at the origin. Kamal will be 82 meter northwest. So northwest means direction. Kamal is 82 meter the northwest direction of Sarika. Now Murli is 82 meter northeast of Sarika. The northeast means this direction, right? This is the north, the east, this is the west. So northeast of Sarika. So northeast of Sarika is Murli and is also at the same distance, 82 meters. So the question is with respect to then Murli is in which direction with respect to Kamal. You can see that this is Kamal, right? So Kamal with respect to Kamal, this is the direction which is west. So Murli is in the west direction with respect to Kamal, right? So Murli is in the west direction with respect to Kamal. Second option will be the correct answer for this situation. Okay. Okay, next question. Arjun walks 22 meters southwards. In this direction, he started and he walked 22 meters in the south direction. Then turning to his right. Whenever there is a right, I know that I have to travel clockwise and walks 22 meters to reach an ATM. Then turning to his left and walks 20 meters to reach a bookstall. Again, he turns to his left and walks 22 meters. Right? Again, he turns to his left and walks 22 meters, reach his office. So how far is he from his starting point? We have to find out that how far is he from his starting point. Okay, let's say this is the starting position of Arjun. That is denoted by A. So first he traveled 22 meters southwards. Take him 22 meter southward. After that to his right. So when I say right, I have to travel 90 degree in the clockwise direction. So then and walks 22 meters. Traveled 22 meters in this direction, and he reaches the ATM. Okay. Then turning to his left. Now when it comes to left, what I told, he 90-degree anti-clockwise, and he will anti-clockwise means 90-degree anti-clockwise this direction. He will be reaching 20 meters to reach a bookstall. Right? This is the bookstall. Again he's turning to his left. Now left means anti-clockwise, 90-degree anti-clockwise. His left का मतलब 90-degree anti-clockwise, and he travels 22 meters. So 22 meters, that means he will reach here parallel to this point, reach his office. Now question is, how far is he from the starting point? From the starting point he is 22 and this is 20. So he is 42 meters from the starting point. From his starting point he is at 42 meters. Right? 42 meters. Okay. Next situation is Mayank travels 20 kilometers westward and then turns to his left and travels 12 kilometers. Okay, then he turns left again and travels 55 kilometers. So how far is Mayank now from the starting point? Okay, so what is Mayank doing? Mayank is traveling 20 kilometers towards the west. Let's say this is the starting point. So he is traveling 20 kilometers in the west and then turns left. When I say left, anti-clockwise 90-degree, 90-degree anti-clockwise, and travels 12 kilometers. Then he turns left again. He's turning left again and he turns left means again 90-degree anti-clockwise. He's traveling 55 kilometers. How far is he from the starting point? So whenever the question is asked that how far is he from the starting point, then we have to find the shortest distance. Right. To find the shortest distance, what I will be doing, that I will make a right angle triangle. If I draw this line, then I have to find out this length. Right. So this is the distance between the from the starting point. How far is he from the starting point? Let us call the starting point to be A, the final point, and let us call this point be C. Now this is 20 kilometers, so this also 20 kilometers. This is 12 kilometers, so this is also 12 kilometers. And this total distance is 55 kilometers. Out of 55, this is 20, right? So it is, I have 35. So applying the Pythagoras theorem here, I can calculate the length of AB. Always keep in mind. I know that AB square equals to 12 square plus 35 square. 12 square is 144. 35 square is 25, and we have 3 4s are 12. 1 2 2 5 will be 5 plus 4 9. 5 4 9 4 to 6. It comes out to be 1. And we also have to do the square root of this. This equals to A, B. The value will be this 1369. And 1369, which is the square root of 37, right? We know that there is a 9 at the end. So if we square root it, it might be, there might be 3 at the end, or there might be 9 at the end. So 23, 27 is not possible, right? They have a less than 1000. So only possibility here is 37 kilometers. So the length of AB is 37 kilometers. So the shortest distance between, or basically the distance between Mayank, is how far is Mayank from the starting point, is 37 kilometers from the starting point, right? Or the question can be asked in which direction also. If we want to find out in which direction is he from the starting point, With respect to the starting point, he is in the east and southeast direction. And where is the starting point with respect to the final position? Then my answer would have been northwest. Right? If direction is asked, then we can also say that. Right? Depending on with whose respect we are finding it out. Let's say next question, that Rajkaran starts walking from his home and goes for 80 meters towards south. Okay. Then he turns right and walks 165 meters. He again turns right and walks 210 meters. Finally turns left and walks 120 meters to reach a garden. How far is he now from his office, which is 270 meters south of his home, which is 270 meters south to his home. What is the situation that Rajkaran is starting from his home and goes 480 meters towards south. So let's say this is his home, denoted by H, and he goes 480 meters in the south. Okay, no issues till this point. Then he turns right. Okay, whenever I say right in my brain, I know that I have to go 90-degree clockwise, right? 90-degree clockwise. So he turns right and walks 165 meters. Okay, he again turns right. If he again turns right and he walks 210 meters, so this is 210 meters. Traveling right, he is in the 90-degree clockwise. Okay, then he finally turns left. Right, left means anti-clockwise. Right, 90-degree anti-clockwise, and he will be reaching to a garden. 120 meter he will travel, and he will reach the garden. Right, how far is he from his office, which is 270 meter south of his home? Okay, so from his home, if I go 270 meter, this whole distance is 480 meters. So 270 meter, 480 minus 270, 210. That means ki the remaining distance is 210, right? So this is his office at this point. This is his office. So his office is 270 meter south of his home. So basically this distance is also 210. This distance is also 210. So these points are parallel, right? So how far is he from his office? Office is at this point, and this distance is 165 meter. The garden will be 120 plus 165 meter. So 285 meters. So the distance between the garden and his office is 285 meters. 285 meters. Okay. Next we have Shravan hires a prepaid taxi at a terminal A and drives 18 kilometers towards the north. He takes a right turn and drives 40 kilometers to reach a junction X. Then he drives 15 kilometers after taking a left turn to reach junction Y. Finally, he takes a left turn and drives 40 kilometers and stops at terminal B. How far is terminal A with respect to terminal? Okay, let's say he started from the terminal A. Okay, he has a prepaid taxi at terminal A. Then he drives 18 kilometers towards north. Right, this is 18 kilometers towards north. He take a right turn. Right means clockwise 90 degree, means 90-degree clockwise, and drives for 40 kilometers. After that, he traveled for 40 kilometers to reach Y, to reach junction. Okay, this is the junction X. Then he drives 15 kilometers after taking a left turn. Left means 90-degree anti-clockwise. So he traveled 15 kilometers after taking a left turn to reach junction Y. Finally, he takes a left turn. Then he again took a left turn and travels 40 kilometers to reach terminal B. So now, how far is terminal A with respect to terminal B? 18 kilometers this, and this will be parallel to this, so 15 kilometers more. 18 kilometers plus 15 kilometers, so it will be 33 kilometers. 33 kilometers. Let's do one more question. Okay, so what we have here, Ashwini walks 13 kilometers southward. Okay, and then turns right and walks 8 kilometers. So we have Ashwini walking 30 kilometers towards south. It's 13 kilometers south, and then turns a right. So right means clockwise, right? 8 kilometer, 90-degree clockwise, and 8 kilometers is the distance traveled by Ashwini. She again turns right. So whenever I say right, so then it's clockwise 90-degree, and then she again travels 13 kilometers, then turns towards her left and continues left means anti-clockwise 90-degree, right? Anti-clockwise 90-degree. So that means finally she is traveling in this direction. So which direction is she walking now? Walking in the west. Right? She traveled 13 kilometers first towards south, then a right, which means 90-degree. Right means 90-degree clockwise. 8 kilometers, then a right turn again 90-degree, but in the clockwise direction, and then took a left, which is 90-degree anti-clockwise. She is finally traveling in the direction west. I hope you got the idea about how the directions in work. Right? Just keep in mind the fundamentals. Questions are not that much difficult. Just have to keep in mind the where to turn left, where to turn right. Right. So at last, if you guys are planning for the Bangalore BSc courses, so our courses are live. Right. So if you have any queries regarding the courses, you can connect over these numbers for any details. Right. So thanks for watching the session. Do like and subscribe and also share the session.